Okay, welcome back to decision analysis video lectures. And now we are in chapter 5, that is the sophomores fall. That is an example exercise that helps you with the assignment called your fall. And we have solved this problem for Sophie and Susan. Susan is Sophie's spouse. And now what is left, we have to look at the compromise solution. So Sophie and Susan want to find a compromise alternative both can accept, and they decide to consider the problem with the two sensitivity parameters. Again, since the paper is two-dimensional, pictures are two-dimensional. And the obvious parameter is P0, that's the koala Ebola pandemic probability, and then W, that is the weight of Sophie's value function in the compromise value function. So to form the compromised value function P0W, we need the individual value functions V Sophie to be a parameter of P0 and V Susan P0 for them both. And these depended already on W, which is a different W here, of course. So we have to remove the dependence on W with these individual functions. So what do? We do that internal calculation, both Sophie and Susan, we use equal weight W equals 1/2 in combining their internal values. And again, there is this appendix A calculations, the M file example underscore so.su.m, where the following picture is calculated. So again, this video lecture is relatively short. So the appendix where we go through the calculations, that's a long one. Sorry about that. So these video lectures are don't have equal weight, unfortunately. But in any case, so the value function is type V P0 depending on the pandemic probability, and W, where W is the weight given to the Sophie's value function, and 1 minus W is the weight given to the Susan's value function. So this form, you haven't seen this kind of form, compromise form before. And this is what happens. So of course, here I should have bars. Here I forgot. So always when I combine value functions, the value functions have to be the same scale, so they are scaled using the scaling function so that they are the values are between 0 and 1. Otherwise, combining value functions does not make any sense because they are in different scale, and adding up these things from different scale does not make sense. And this is what we get. So again, recall the alternatives: A1, students exchange with China; A2, concentrated studies full-time; A3, mostly studies and working with the food delivery company in the evenings; and A4, the opposite, little studies in the evenings and working full-time for the multinational corporation. And here's the P0, that's the koala Ebola pandemic. And now here's the W, so W equals 0, means that we have this 0, so we look at the Susan's choice. So then concentrated studies full-time if the koala Ebola pandemic probability is not too high. If it's high, then surprisingly student exchange to China. This is what happens. And also the student exchange to China, this is a very typical solution. So if there is a little bit of weight given both of them at least, then this happens. And if all weight goes to Sophie, so this is Sophie, weight equals 1, all the weight goes to Sophie, then this is also the optimal solution. And the food delivery company A3 is if there is a very high probability for koala Ebola, and we give most of the weight to Sophie. So that's the solution of this problem. And again, it seems the compromise is in most cases. So if we want to make one solution, so then maybe we think that these areas are so small, so this is the big area for the most of the parameters. So let's go to China. So Sophia and Susan go to China according to this picture, most likely. So that was this solution for the compromise analysis. This was, of course, just given the solution, and then in the next video lecture we have a long video lecture about the calculations where all these pictures. So there are three of them. So this is the compromise picture. This was the Sophie's picture, and this was the Susan's picture. So next video lecture, which is long one, we will have all these three M files. We look at how these pictures are calculated. See you there. Bye.